All right, let's go. Y'all saw that. We live right now. I got my popsicle. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Y'all coming with me today. July 19th, 2025, 7 o'clock a.m. And I'm going on a road march. I got my book, my rucksack on. My backpack got like 90 pounds in there. And this shit heavy already. All right, listen, I'm doing something new today. We're going on the road march. We probably go about 5-10 miles before the gym because I got chest day today. So y'all gonna rock with me today. Mm-hmm. Where's my backpack? See the shirt? Iceberg is for lovers. All right, good morning. Got a runner out here this morning. He getting his jog in. Everybody get their workout in early. All right, look, so today, I'm gonna try to talk as loud as I can. I'm gonna be transparent as I can on this camera. Y'all get to come inside my life a little bit more. So this episode is gonna be called Life After the Military. And I was challenged by one of my peers to do this. I thought it was pretty dope. Because I was telling her how I like to do road marches, and I ain't wanted to look like no damn, I ain't want to like I'm losing my mind or going crazy if somebody saw me doing a road march out here in the city. But this is my background. This is what I love to do. 15 years in the Army, this is what we used to do. Shit, this was nothing. You know what I'm saying? But today I wanted to do this, and I also get to release, my thoughts. I get to let y'all know about how I've been coping with life after the military. So we're gonna just get right into it, right? All right, so those of you who don't know me, this is my first YouTube video. Well, my first YouTube vlog or whatever the case. So, my name is LaRon Watkins. I'm 45 years old. I'm from Suffolk, Virginia. I have an older sister. It's only just me and her. Graduated in 1999, went into the Army in 1999. And I went into the Army when I saw that Be All You Can Be commercial. Y'all remember that commercial? Be all that you can be.
Hey, First Sergeant.
Good
morning.
Army. Check it out. That was 1999. But anyway, so I joined the Army to serve my country, to get off the street, just to make a name for myself. My intention was to do, 4 years. But I ended up doing 15 because my career was fun. I didn't ever had no complaints or nothing like that. So, hold on, let me get across the street right quick. I went to basic training at Fort Jackson, South Carolina, as a 701 Lima at the time. That's as administrative specialist, so don't laugh. And I told y'all that. That's what I joined the Army. I couldn't help that I could type good back then. They was looking at me like, how the fuck can you type like 100 words per minute? I was like, that shit was easy. So, my first duty station was Fort Huachuca, Arizona. Okay? Now, mind y'all, I ain't never been on the West Coast. Let alone have I ever traveled outside Virginia. So when I went to South Carolina, that was my first time out of that state. So we're talking about leaving my home state and going into the military where there's different cultures and different backgrounds. You know what I'm saying? You with a co-ed, you with women and men. It was a different, it's like, I'm 19, I'm on my own, you know? That means you're gonna see the world for what it is. You know, I learned a lot of discipline. I felt like I went into the military with PTSD from everything I seen as a kid. That's what prepared me to be sharp, I guess. All right, so when I'm at Fort Huachuca, I was working. I was working in the command group for, I think it was a 3-star general. Now, mind y'all, I'm straight out of Suffolk. Why am I working in a command group working for a 3-star general? They don't even know how thug I am, right? Hey, look, I done went into the military as a goddamn, I don't know who I was when I first joined. I know I was me, I just didn't listen to authority. How about that? I wasn't paying authority no mind. Because I felt like I was authority and I had my own rules. I still feel like that to this day. Okay, so when I left Fort Huachuca, Arizona, I went to Germany. I went to Germany 2001. Funny story is, I went to Germany. I arrived in Germany on September the 10th, 2001, at night. Keep up, September 10th, huh? And I remember I was a specialist, and they picked me up and took me to the barracks. And they said, hey, Specialist Watkins, tomorrow we'll send an NCO over here to pick you up. We're going to come and walk over there to the S1 shop. There's an S1 shop right across the street in Heidelberg, right? And I ain't know nobody. I remember going in, signing in the next morning. They had a little TV playing in there. And I was at the front desk. And I remember looking at the TV and I'm like, damn, what kind of movie is that? What movie is that? And I remember like, oh shit. I remember hearing the whole office like, oh shit. Did y'all see that? I'm like, yeah, what movie is that? One of the damn NCOs was like, that ain't no damn movie. That's real life. That's when the planes had went into the Twin Towers and shit. I'm over there September 11th, 2001. Hold on, what is that? Yeah, my nose ass. I found this. Y'all see that? It's a lighter. Let me see if I can refurbish that. It's pretty cool. All right. So I'm over there. They done came running through that joint talking about we was on lockdown in Germany. They done came, put all the soldiers on guard gate. I'm thinking the war was coming over there. They had me shook a little bit. They had us in flak vests, helmet, full battle rider in front of them gates out there in Germany. If I'm lying, I'm flying. We thought the war was over there. I'm trying to, they let the soldiers call back home to see how their parents is doing, their families are doing. I'm calling back to the crib. Everybody good? My mama and them was like, oh my God, my son about to go to war. I'm like, Mom, I ain't about to go to war. We out here on guard gate. I'm out here playing army. You know what I'm saying? But shout out for that experience though. That was back in 2001. You know, I spent 3 years in Germany doing that tour, but then I left Germany and went to Fort Monroe in 2004, right? Fort Monroe is out here in Virginia in Hampton, if y'all don't know. Hampton, Virginia. And I was working for a 4-star there, general there. They had me as his driver. I had to been a sharp NCO then, so I did a year here. I think it was a year, about 2 months. And I was on orders back to Germany because this is when I got married. I'm 25 years old. I had Kalani. I ain't know. I'm young and I'm in the world right now. You can't tell me shit. I played ball. I had money. I had the flyest car. You know what I'm saying? I had my clothes is always fly. That's one thing about me. I'm gonna stay on the hottest garments though. Feeling marvelous. So, hold on a second. I had to go this way because I done ran into the trees and spiders and shit. I can't even see where I'm going. Went back to Germany. Did 2 more years there. And so when I left Germany, I went to reclass at Fort Sam Houston to medical. You know? So when I switched over to medical, as a medic, that's when shit changed. But it didn't change then because I left Sam Houston and went to Chicago for that 1 year I did at a research detachment, at a dental research detachment. And asked me why the hell would they send me to a research detachment, a dental research detachment at that. I'm looking like, I don't know what the hell going on. But anyway, I did have fun. I met some people there. I met family. And this one thing I want to say. You will never replace your immediate family. You can never do that. But when you join the military, you somehow create a family outside of your family by experiences and from what y'all gonna go through together. Because it's just something about building relationships outside in the military with people that's really gonna give you some good advice or put you under their wing to prepare you for after the military. And I appreciate those who really did. So this video is for y'all, really. And I appreciate you guys for everybody who I met, especially great NCOs I had, man. I had some dope ass NCOs, so sorry if I'm all over the place with this story. I just I wanted to give the NCOs a shout out. Okay. So from 2007, when I left Chicago that year, I went to Hawaii. Imagine this. I went to Hawaii in 2007, right? I was there for 2 years. I had Lando. This one we had Lando in 2009. Okay? And everything already. This goddamn book bag kicking my ass. Shit! I ain't think this through, but look, this is for y'all. And this is for me. So, Hawaii. The Hawaii tour was pretty cool. I got to see the island. I got the culture. Met a lot of people, the food and everything, you know? Just like being in Germany. I miss Germany, actually, because Germany is a country where you have the experience for yourself. Now, I know back in 2001, when I was there, it was ill because the economy, the dollar was worth more than the Dutch marks back then. So it wasn't euros, so it was Dutch marks. And back when I first went there, I think it was like $3 to their one. So we was killing them. Imagine it. Now, fast forward, I leave Hawaii in 2010. Okay, my tour is up. Now, I'm on orders to a field unit. Fort Lewis, Washington. You know what I'm saying? And now, shit about to get real, because I'm 10 years deep then in 2010. I'm already 10 years in. Okay? So I get to Fort Lewis. Sure enough, I'm thinking shit, peaches and cream in the field unit. 2 years later, they done hit Ron Wu with some orders to Afghanistan. I remember at the time, I'm all on the internet going crazy. Talking about they got the wrong person. I ain't never going to war. I'm going to shoot somebody, this and the third. I'm going to cut that part out. But I'm all online going in. I ain't going nowhere. Next thing I know, My ass over there in Afghanistan. I remember getting off the plane. If any of the soldiers that were with me in Afghanistan can vouch for this, if y'all see this YouTube video, man, tap in. But anyway, we get out the plane. All I smelt was, what was that? On top of that, it was 600 degrees, okay? I'm looking like, boy, what? Yeah, I ain't gonna make it. I'm already complaining. All the NCOs that have been deployed before, they are there laughing and shit, thinking shit funny. I'm looking, bro, ain't nothing funny. How's it funny? Tell me how's it funny, though? But anyway, it is funny. So, 9 months straight in Afghanistan, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I ain't talking about a regular deployment where a lot of soldiers go to Kuwait. I ain't taking that from nobody who deployed and went on to deployments. All I'm trying to say is experience is experience, okay? Combat is combat, war is war. Some shit you just can't escape. Now, there's a lot of things I be wanting to say that I can't say for statute of limitations or whatever the case may be. But hey, we're here today, and I've been out of the Army 11 years this month. I've been out of the Army 11 years this month. And how I've been coping with it, I've been saying IBM every day. And I thank God for giving me this vision, this energy, this life. I'm blessed to wake up every day. I'm blessed to still be here because in Afghanistan, what I seen, what I witnessed, I think no person should ever witness. Like, I ain't even fronting with y'all because I don't get on my fucking phone or on this app. I don't look for no sympathy. All I ask is for y'all to understand me and why I move the way I move. Why I'm so... People say that I'm traumatized or... No, I'm never that. I'm actually healed. When you're dealing with a person who has seen so much stuff, an awakened spiritual person don't got time for none of that. This ain't got nothing to do with trauma. But when you spiritual, when you a real believer, what they say? God gives his battles to the strongest soldiers, right? That's a fact. Now, I said that to say this. When I was in Afghanistan, I didn't know I was going to be faced with what I was going to be faced with. Now, I tell this story to a certain degree because there's only a certain amount of people that can understand life. But I think sometimes us veterans, it's hard to adapt in the civilian world because of how our viewpoint of things. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we have different viewpoints than a lot of people do, especially the ones who spent years, like over 10 years in the service, because you're programmed to think a certain way, okay? You're programmed to react a certain way and to survive a certain way, versus how a civilian is. They don't understand the magnitude it is when you actually have to survive or when you got to depend on yourself. When your back is never against the wall, you don't know what it means. Now, I've been in a situation where my back was against the wall when I felt my life was on the line. Not one time, 3 times in Afghanistan, okay? So what I'm trying to say is I'm blessed to be here. So when y'all look on my Instagram, my social media, and y'all think that I'm bragging, y'all think that I be up here flashy, boasting about being in the gym, or even if you don't understand what I do, it's okay. And you're not meant to understand everybody, but some things ain't meant for you to understand. It's just for you to witness. You get to watch me grow. You get to watch me build myself. You get to watch me go through trials and tribulations. Y'all gonna watch everything because I ain't always got good days. You feel me? I just know how to cope with them because there's always gonna be better days ahead. So when you're a believer, you see the light, you just keep going forward. Ain't no turning back. So that leads me to go into this story. Now, I was on a convoy mission, peacekeeping mission one day, and we was, driving through the city of Kandahar in the back of the convoy. And a convoy would be like 8 to 9 vehicles deep, MRAPs. I'm in the back of the MRAP with my headphones on, okay? And I had no idea what was going on. I'm in the back. It was me, 2 other soldiers, and my gunner. My gunner was in the hatch, and the gunner, he was, in the back. Good. I hadn't realized we had stopped because I had dozed off and went to sleep. Okay? By the time I realized that, hold on a second. By the time I had realized that we had stopped, I heard one of the sergeants say, "Hey, look, all right, everybody get their shit together, everybody lock and load." I'm looking, lock and load? What the fuck are they talking about? Now, if you was in Afghanistan during this time in 2012, you can vouch for this. Ain't nothing more realer than hearing a goddamn on the radio or your chain of command saying, select your selector level from safe to semi. This ain't training. Now, ain't nothing worse than hearing that shit there when it ain't training. Cause what? Anyway, we in Kandahar City, right? Now, y'all know how y'all watch these movies about these war movies about these soldiers in the city and shit popping off. Y'all know how y'all watch these movies, right? Now, a lot of y'all not. When I say this, I real life, I lived it. Now, I'm not lying. And I wish some soldiers that was with me that day can chap in. Now, I got out the vehicle, my weapon. I ain't worried about nobody in the city coming around me. There's kids walking up, there's ladies with their shit on, there's men out there, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, fuck y'all. I'm looking in the mountain. Because them people got RPGs. I'm looking like, y'all don't see these folks up there? Huh? This was crazy. Okay, so I managed to somehow get myself together, right? Hold on a second, we're gonna pop this up here. I managed to get myself together, right? All right, shit. I'm 25 minutes in. Hold on, shit. All right, so I managed to get myself together on that convoy, but I realized something that day. When I had to realize trust God, like I realized I had to trust God because I didn't know what to do in that particular situation. I felt like, now, I don't know how to explain this to a lot of people. If you've never been in a situation where you felt like your life was on the line or you didn't, this is tough because I still deal with it to this day, and this is how it affected me. Now, I know people be like, you need to go to the therapy, you need to do this and medication. Now, it's not like that. Now, people, those soldiers or anybody else who went through anything traumatic over there, I'm telling you, that medication is only a Band-Aid, okay? You seen what you seen. You know what you know. You felt what you felt, okay? All I can tell you is God is real. And when you give yourself some grace on what you've been through, and just know that don't fault yourself. And I'm saying all that to say this. Although I was tested my 9 months every day over there in Afghanistan, I knew, this is real talk, I knew it was real life time for me to put my faith in the Lord. I really knew. I didn't walk around. I've never walked around my whole military career trying to push God or Jesus on anybody. I didn't never do that because I was told never to do that because people start looking at you like, you know, you weirdo and you don't push nothing like that. I ain't religious at all. I'm just saying I'm more spiritual. So like I was saying, I just knew it was time to use and have my faith. Even though I complained every day, I just prayed every single day. And every time we were on a mission, I would look up in the sky or look at something and be like, hey, look, get me out of this. I promise you. I promise you. I'm on that mission when we get back. I remember having this conversation every day. If I make it home, I'm going to spread love, God. I promise you. So when y'all see me doing this video, I'm just doing what I promised God I was going to do. Whenever y'all see me saying spread love or vibrate high or trying to give y'all some positive information, I'm just doing what I promised God I was going to do in October 2012. That's all I'm trying to tell y'all. That's all I'm trying to tell y'all. October 13, 2012. Now, I did lose some soldiers over in Afghanistan. I have talked about this before. I just recently had this conversation with my peers and it touched me. And I think that's the part that I ain't healed from is losing my soldiers in Afghanistan, okay? And they no longer here. I know we celebrate or we give our condolences, contributes on Memorial Day and whatnot, but I don't do that. I real life carry my soldiers every day. So how do I cope with life every day? I do this for them. Life after the military. And I remember one day I was in Afghanistan. I remember one day being tasked as an NCO to go on a mission to pick up two soldiers who had just been deceased. I had no idea who it was. And I just shared the story. I had no idea who it was, right? So we get to the base, the campsite, where everything is going on. Anyway, I'm gonna cut this. I don't want to talk about this because I ain't trying to get emotional thing. But shout out Brittany Gordon, who was a soldier from. She was actually from Virginia. She went to school down in St. Petersburg, Florida, but she was from here in Virginia Beach, and I didn't find that out till after I found out she was one of the deceased soldiers that I picked up that had got blown up, and we had a fallen comrade ceremony for her that later that night at 3:00 in the morning, where we had to put her on a plane. Now, what I'm trying to explain to y'all is this situation, particular one right here, is what I replay daily. The hardest thing in my life that I had to do in my life. Now, I done did a lot of hard shit. Y'all see me in the gym. Y'all see me lifting weights. Y'all see me doing this. I done picked my friend up on the ground when I was a kid. At 7 years old, I seen 2 dead bodies on the ground. My friend and my mom's friend and her husband, he killed himself, shot her. I seen that. I seen Quincy Ward head gone. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about this particular situation right here. It was me and 7 other soldiers. I think it was 8 of us. This was on this detail as far as doing fallen comrade ceremonies where we had to pick up the caskets. When we lift the caskets up, we put them on our shoulders. I lie to you not. Now, we've been through training for this. But this particular one night, one morning, 3:00 in the morning, they had me, my other bro Q. The hardest thing I ever had to do was pick this casket up. Now, mind you, the casket is heavy as shit because there's a body in there. And then on top of that, there's ice inside the thing to preserve the bodies. So there's ice inside the casket. That's even heavier. Now, you picking this up, you putting it on your shoulder, right? Now, as we pick this particular casket up, now, on your right side is high intel people There's probably a 5-star general. That's not a 5-star. That's probably a 4-star general, 3-star general, colonels, lieutenant colonels. You know, these high people. Now, you better be on your P's and Q's. Your bearing need to be straight up and down. When we picked that up and they yelled out, because they'll tell you who the fallen comrades are, right? They say the name. And I remember them saying, Specialist Brittany Gordon. And I was like, what? I had just talked to her 3 days prior when they came back to the talk to reset, right? Are y'all listening? Brittany Gordon. We have the casket on our shoulder. My goddamn shoulder still hurt to this day. Now, what I was telling y'all that was the hardest thing to do is because my heart broke. And you can't lose your military bearing. You can't drop that casket or that's your life. Now, what really stung is when, pow, that 21 gun salute with them horns started playing and you have to march in a line. All I felt was tears running down my eyes. With a straight face. And we was told you gotta keep it moving, suck it up. I never got a chance to mourn and grief. I kept it pushing. With that soldier on my back, we put her on a plane, did an about face. No, we saluted. Did an about face. Marched on. I showed my love. I broke my military bearing. Sis, you gonna be all right. That shit killed me, though. And I still stay with that shit in my heart. Because that motherfucker who detonated that IED over there, who did that, I really think they could have did better precautions, safety precautions, because how? I'm still not understanding, how did that person get through that with that? When we got shit on movies, we could see through walls. I wasn't buying none of that. But anyway, I deal with that daily along with other stressors, but hey, life goes on, right? And I don't carry guilt on that or anything, what they call it, survivor's remorse or anything like that, survivor's guilt. No, it's just, I have sympathy and empathy, especially for anyone who risks and serve their life for the better for us over here in the United States. And to be honest, I think we don't get our credit, especially veterans, because they in real life don't give a fuck about us. When I mean us, I feel like my skin color. That's all I'm saying. We in a world right now where I ain't even trying to be funny. It is like that. It's like what I thought it wasn't gonna be. I never saw race until I came an adult in my 30s. I sure loved everybody. You know what I'm saying? So here I am today, 11 years later. Life after the military, how do I cope with it? I don't cope with it. I don't have bad days. I might have bad moments. I don't have bad days. And that's real shit. I always say to myself, I'm building me, it's gonna be better. I appreciate everybody, like, even now, I'm building from my vision of my brand of fitness. I want to start a group for veterans. If there's any veterans right now who's watching this, and I might have been all over the place. This is my first video. I apologize. If I never got any story straight, I apologize. It's because I'm kind of a little bit nervous. It's early in the morning. I never did it. But if there's any veteran out there that wants to start a group of getting together to talk, share stories, to build, to uplift each other, to encourage, or y'all want to go on walks like this, please hit me up, man. Because we're a family outside of a family, and I appreciate that. Okay? Anybody else watching this? I understand y'all probably looking at my video like, man, what the fuck was going on, man? What's going on, man? Some shit, like I said, y'all won't understand. 15 years served. 11 years recovery. And I'm still here. And I still got a lot to give, a whole lot to give to the world. And I just want to, you know, encourage and inspire the youth. So I'm not even here for y'all adults, really. I'm not even here for y'all. My mission is for the youth. I got like several messages for y'all. I got several messages for the youth. I ain't even trying to be cocky on this camera, but y'all looking at somebody right now, even if I don't even brag, it ain't too many people out here better than me. I don't give a fuck how much money you got. It ain't too many people out here better than me in anything. Okay? It ain't too many people out here that know more than me. That's all I'm saying. I'm different. And I stand on that. My name is LaRon Watkins. I'ma holler at y'all. If you want to build with me, hit me up. All right? Peace. Hey, yo, real quick. Hey, listen. In my bag, of course, I got water, right? Y'all know I got some water. I did have some snacks, but I ate it. So if y'all know what this is, it's a snack. Okay? And I have 4 of these 20-pound weights. I got, 8, 20 pounds. I got 4 of these in my bag. So that's 4 times 20. That's 80 pounds. And I'm getting ready to go back home because I done beat myself down this morning. That little road march I just did just told me, and I got to get up. We got the gym at 10 o'clock. Y'all see what time it is? 7:45. I just did like a 45-minute jump. Then I got to go back. I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace. Salute. Y'all be easy out there.